What does this mean moving forward? Dorian Williams will be the next man up. Now that Matt Milano is injured and will be gone for a significant amount of time, the Bills' starting two linebackers are going to be Terrell Bernard and Dorian Williams. Now, this is a devastating blow for the Bills. I don't really have a way of trying to paint this in a positive light or glass half full or anything like that. You could argue Matt Milano was one of their most important players, and absolutely, this isn't even up for debate, one of their best players on defense. Now he's gone. So Dorian Williams comes in. What I will say is that a year ago, we stood here, we're talking about the concerns at linebacker with Milano and then an unknown with Terrell Bernard. Terrell Bernard really emerged last season and was exceptional. Now Dorian Williams has an opportunity to do that same thing. It's a third round pick from a couple years ago who was only really a special teams contributor last year, has a ton of talent. Can he take a step, even a similar size step, to the one that Terrell Bernard made? If he can, this will not be as bleak of a situation for the Bills. It'll still be a really tough one because Milano is so good, but it won't be as bleak. So this is a huge loss for the Bills, but it's also a huge opportunity for Dorian Williams. They're going to need to get creative. They'll probably try and go find a veteran linebacker out there. They've got a couple other guys they like. They've got Deion Jones. They've got Nicholas Morrow. They've got Eddie Olafascio, who they drafted this year. They've got Balen Spector. They've got options, but I don't think they would feel really good about any of those guys getting significant playing time. So what's next for the Bills is potentially going out and finding somebody to be their next man off the bench behind either Dorian Williams or Terrell Bernard. Now you need those guys to stay healthy. You just really feel bad for Matt Milano. He has a season-ending injury last year in the London game. There was always hope that maybe he would be able to come back later in the season. That never ended up happening. Then he comes back to training camp, and all of the excitement is, okay, well, Matt Milano is starting to look like Matt Milano again. The Bills are getting back one of their most important players. And then just like that, snap of the fingers. Now he's injured on what was such a routine play. Like, I cannot even explain to you, they're just doing a drill. And all of a sudden, Milano walks off to the sideline. And then trainers looked at him for several minutes. And we stared at him for several minutes trying to figure out what was wrong. And then we just kind of grasped at the fact that he never left the field. He stayed in his pads on the field on the sideline. That's usually a good sign. Well, in this case, it wasn't. So, Matt Milano injured. Next man up is Dorian Williams. Probably have to go make another move there. They'll put Milano on IR. That opens up a potential roster spot for them to go out and sign somebody. They do have some money. They do have some cap space. Can't really paint this one in a positive light. This is a really, really tough blow for the Bills, and now they'll have to get creative moving forward. We'll see what Brandon Beane has up his sleeve. Huge opportunity for Dorian Williams. Maybe in a year from now, we can be talking about Dorian Williams and Terrell Bernard as kind of their future linebackers of the future. But right now, a little bit of a bleak situation. Not a little bit, a lot of a bleak situation for the Bills.